What's up, guys? Welcome to Blockbuster Boy Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Iron Lung. Alright, so Iron Lung. Iron Lung is directed by Mark Fishback, also known as Markiplier. It's a very interesting story to this movie, how it got made and everything. It's based off of from what I know, an independent video game that Markiplier played. He is a YouTuber who has a YouTube channel where he plays video games. And he played this game, apparently, and loved it so much he decided he wanted to make a movie about it. Iron Lung is a independent film. From what I can gather, he spent $3 million of his own money, which is a good budget for a completely independent film. Self-financed independent film, that's really good. Not only did he produce and direct this movie, he also starred in it, which is pretty impressive to take that on. Those are two things that not very many people can do themselves. People try it all the time and fail miserably. Being in the film industry, I've seen this lots of times. Everyone wants to try to do it. They think they can, but the reality is making a movie is probably one of the hardest things you can do. And this guy, I will say, he pulled it off. This is one of the better independent films in recent years. There's kind of like, in my mind, there's two kinds of films. You got your regular studio films, and then you have your indie no-budget films. So studio films can also be considered independent, but you'll still have stars attached, and you'll still have a studio involved at some point, either to do reshoots or whatever, finance it somewhat. And this completely self-funded films. This one, as far as I can tell, was completely self-funded all through production. It's very impressive for being an indie film. His most indie films aren't very good. I've seen plenty of them, and it's just hard. It's not their fault. It's just they don't have a lot of money usually. Usually we're talking real independent films. I'm not talking about your independent films that have A-listers in them that are millions of dollars, that have different investors, this type of thing. I'm talking about a self-funded. The guy made it, directed it, produced it, and starred in it. Those types of movies usually are sub 500,000. And this guy, because he just had the money and he believed in himself, he went ahead and made this movie. So, that being said, as an independent film, it is one of the better independent films out there. Now, this got a wide release, and because of how good it is, technically, and it being $3 million budget, he had the money to spend on it. It is also it's not all it's cracked up to be. I didn't know anything about this movie when I walked in to watch it. I had seen, I think, some artwork, maybe parts of a trailer. I don't remember seeing a full trailer. It looked interesting from the little bit I had seen from maybe some clips on social media and the poster. I had heard about the story about the guy making it himself, which I thought was extremely impressive. Like I said, coming from basically the same cloth in a way, both being independent filmmakers. And so I really wanted to check it out and see what this guy did, because that is impressive. To get a theatrical release for your movie, and this, I believe, is his directorial debut and his starring debut. So, it's impressive. That being said, it is put up against your standard studio film. People don't know going into this. Your average viewer may not know that this is an independent film made by a first-time filmmaker. And so with that being said, I will say things I liked about the movie. The setting was awesome. So this movie is about, it's a post-apocalyptic, let's see what this says. In a post-apocalyptic future, I can't really see that out of this mask. In a post-apocalyptic future after the Quiet Rapture event, a convict explores a blood ocean on a desolate moon using a submarine called Iron Lung. So, that's the log line from IMDb. This movie all takes place in one location, in this Iron Lung submarine. This isn't the first time someone's tried to do a one location kind of psychological thriller horror type movie before. We have movies like Phone Book with Kiefer Sutherland and Colin Farrell. We have movies like I think it's Buried with Ryan Reynolds. We have Locke with Tom Hardy. I will say Phone Book, Buried, and I think Locke as well, if I remember right. They're all very short films. I believe they're all under 90 minutes. I think they're in around the like high 70 to like 80 some minute range. They're very short. Where I guess we'll start with the negatives. I don't know. So this film takes the same approach, one location, basically the whole film. You get one instance where there's a flashback scene where he's technically out of the Iron Lung. There's another sequence where you interact with another character through a glass window. But besides that, all of the story is just him by himself talking to basically a speaker that a voice comes out of and talks to him and kind of guides him and gives him information. So like I said, I had not played the game. I didn't know anything about Markiplier going into this movie. And it just looked interesting. It was intriguing. I like post-apocalyptic. But like I said, all those other single location films contain thrillers were very short. This movie is over 2 hours long. I think it's like 2 hours and 7 minutes long in this one location. I really liked the production value, the cinematography in this movie. It was very well shot. It looks like it's $3 million. It doesn't look like an independent film. It looks great. Like the production team he hired, the cinematographer, the TP, the gaffers, everyone that they got on was great. They did a great job. The vibe and like the setting and the set itself is good. It's very cool. All the special effects are really good, practical and visual. It looks great. Like it's very interesting. Just the tone and like basically the vision. The vision is there. The vision is cool. The guy does a great job acting for being, from what I know, his first film to star in. I think really the biggest problem that I personally had with this movie is that it is too long. It's 2+ hours long. 2 hours and I think 7 or 10 minutes, something like that. I personally I feel like you could have easily cut out 45 to 30 minutes of this movie and it still would have been the same thing. I'm wondering if I should put spoilers on this. I think I probably will. I'll have a part later where I guess there's spoilers, but basically this movie was just too long, in my opinion. Granted, I didn't play the game, so maybe people. I think I liked the movie. It was just too long, and because of that, I don't like the movie. If that makes sense. The thing is there's not really. We end where we started in this film. So we start off not really knowing what's going on, and it's kind of mysterious. And there's this character, and he's basically kind of fighting for his life, basically to escape this Iron Lung. And by the end of the film, he was kind of in the same spot. There wasn't really a progression of the character or progression of a lot. We didn't really learn a lot. Nothing really progressed. When you have a movie, you really want kind of characters to learn things and for plots to move forward and for there to be a goal, for there being something that we're getting to in the end, right? Some sort of climax from the characters and the story itself. You want them to progress. You just don't really have a whole lot of progression of the character or the story in this film, and that's kind of a huge issue. It's based off a video game, so I don't know if maybe there's not a lot of story, if they didn't want to come up with more story because they didn't want to piss off the fans of the game. That would make sense. I get that. But if that's the case, then I feel like this movie is kind of it could have been a short film and it would have been completely fine. I don't know that this movie needed to be a feature. It definitely didn't need to be 2 hours long. You just have a lot of repetitive scenes where you get the same information that you didn't need. You don't need to have multiple scenes showing the same stuff especially when none of it is moving on the plot, and a lot of it's redundant. It's like, oh, you see the guy fix something on the ship or do something, and it's like a bunch of like stakes for him to do it, but then it doesn't really amount to anything. He may as well just not have done it in the first place. I went and watched this with my friend who was a Markiplier fan and watches his channel and everything, and so she really enjoyed the movie and she liked it. She did, even though she's a fan, she did feel like it was a little too long and there was something off. You could tell she was like, there's something off about it. I don't know who he showed this movie to before he released it. I don't know if he showed it to anyone, but I would suggest Markiplier in the future. Find some filmmakers that are established and show them your cut before you release it. Maybe he did, but like I'll just say, just from my perspective, in my opinion, it was too long. Did not need to be 2+ hours. I will say he did a great job acting in it. I think directing wise, he did really a pretty good job. Like everything except for like the plot and the character development and just moving the story forward, and it being too long. This is just some little things that really kind of hurt me for like a general audience. But congratulations to him, because I mean it's a success. Like he's made I forget the number now, but like he's made at least triple his money back, and so this is a success. And I would like to see what he does in the future. If he continues to want to do films, I think he obviously is talented and he can make something really great. I'm sure. He should keep making these video game movies if he wants to, or whatever. And all in all, I did enjoy the movie, but I'll be honest, I was sitting in the theater. I was a little tired. We watched I just come off of work, working on a set, and I nodded off some during the film. There's a couple times where I was starting to nod off, and I closed my eyes and woke up. You would enjoy it more, I think, if you're a fan of Markiplier and his channel. For me, I would give it probably like I think like a 5 out of 10, honestly. There's a lot of cool stuff about it, like the vibes and the world and everything is very cool. But when it comes to the substance of the movie itself, it's just not a lot. There's nothing there, and it's too long. It's so repetitive. Like it's so repetitive. But yeah, if you're a fan, I would say you'd probably like it. You should go watch it. Um, but besides that, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys like this movie review, please like and subscribe. Till next time.